So surface level Myers-Briggs can be insightful. You can read the description, oh my gosh, INTP, that is so me. Oh my gosh, INFP, that is so me. But if your understanding stops at just, oh, I'm an introverted person, oh, I'm a thinking, logical person, then you're leaving so much clarity, understanding, nuance on the table. Most people don't easily fall into those buckets. I'm a quite introverted person, but I do know I have some extroverted sides of me that pop out in certain contexts. I am a thinking, logical person, but I also do have a more sensitive, emotionally driven, feelings driven side to me that is definitely also real, that does pop out in certain contexts. You are the same. You are complicated. You have an introverted side of you and an extroverted side of you. You have a thinking side of you and a feeling side of you. You have a more organized side of you and a more spontaneous, flexible side of you. In order to bring those colors, nuance back into the equation, I'm gonna need to introduce you to something called cognitive functions. Cognitive functions bring a lot more nuance and depth to the equation. They talk a lot more about the why you do things, not the what you're gonna do. So it's not saying, oh, you're a J, so you're always gonna be organized and clean your room. Oh, you're an I, so you don't like hanging out with people, you have trouble getting along with other people. No, cognitive functions talks more about the building blocks of your personality, how your brain's sort of wired. What are your preferences? What are your tendencies? How do you tend to like to see the world? How do you tend to like to make decisions in this world? And how does that all add up together to make you you? Diving into that and more in today's video. So if you're ready, buckle up, let's get right into it. Okay, so in Myers-Briggs, there's 8 cognitive functions. On the screen here, I tried to represent them with 8 colorful dots because each cognitive function is really special, really unique. Again, cognitive function sounds complicated, but in reality, Myers-Briggs is just trying to put words to your preferences, the way you like to see the world and the way you like to make decisions in this world. 4 out of the 8 cognitive functions on here, the top 4 colors, the red one, the yellow one, the dark green one, and the light green one, those are perceiving styles, different ways people like to take in information, see the world, absorb what's going on. The 4 perceiving styles are called introverted intuition, extroverted intuition, introverted sensing, and extroverted sensing. I'm gonna get a lot more detailed about what each of those things are, but for right now, we're just gonna simplify it down to a color. Because in today's video, I just wanna show you how these colors work together, how nuanced and interesting they are. So practically, what are these perceiving styles, introverted intuition, extroverted intuition? What is that actually trying to put words to? What is that actually trying to describe? Well, I'm sure you guys have all experienced where you get a group of people together, you all go on a road trip, you all go visit the beach, you all go hiking, you all sit around a campfire. And even though that experience was the same for each of you, the way you saw that experience was totally different. If you ask each person what that experience was like for them, what stood out to them, what was meaningful to them, what it made them think about, you're gonna get a wide variety of answers because people see the same things in a lot of different ways. We all see the world, absorb the world, make connections with what we're seeing in a lot of different ways. And that's exactly what these top 4 dots, introverted intuition, extroverted intuition, introverted sensing, and extroverted sensing, are trying to put words to. The other 4 cognitive functions are decision-making styles. So the dark purple, the lighter purple, the dark blue, and the lighter blue, those cognitive functions talk about your decision-making styles, how you like to sort things out, how you like to take action on things, how you like to value things, how you like to prioritize different things. The 4 cognitive functions that relate to decision-making styles are introverted feeling, extroverted feeling, introverted thinking, and extroverted thinking. Again, if you subscribe to this channel, there's going to be in-depth videos on each of these colors, each of these cognitive functions, what makes them special, how to recognize them in ourselves and other people. But for right now, instead of thinking introverted, extroverted, thinking, feeling, what? For right now, I just wanted to introduce you to the cognitive functions, that there are 8 cognitive functions. 4 of them are perceiving styles, 4 of them are decision-making styles. We've all experienced where you get a group of people together and the questions come up, where are we gonna eat for dinner? Or what movie are we all gonna watch together? And each person in the group chooses to value and prioritize different things when they're making that decision. Each of us likes sorting things out, taking action on things in different ways. And that's exactly what these bottom 4 cognitive functions likes putting words to, likes describing. Even though each person, each personality type is capable of doing all 8 cognitive functions, seeing the world in all the different ways, making decisions in all the different ways, where your personality type starts emerging is from your favorites. Because of your genetics, because of your upbringing, because of your life experiences, over time you start going, I really like this way of seeing the world a lot more than this way of seeing the world. I really like making decisions in this way a lot more than this way. Why would anyone do that one? Out of these 8, different people pick different ones as their favorites, the ones that they practice, the ones they prioritize all the time. Some personality types might love introverted intuition. It works really well with their brain. They practice it, they prioritize it all the time. Whereas another personality type might really not like introverted intuition. It freaks them out. They'd much rather prioritize a different way of seeing the world that works better with their brains. If you have a little more experience with Myers-Briggs, ESTJ, INFP, ISFP, ENFP, those 4 letters are actually a decoder ring for which cognitive functions are your favorites, which ones you have at full volume in your head that you practice, that you prioritize all the time, and which ones are a little bit lower volume in your head. Sometimes work, but maybe are a little clumsier, maybe create some blind spots in your life. Your personality, your preferences adds up to some really unique combos. You start getting a pretty sharp, pretty specific lens for the world, way you like to make decisions and get things done that's different from other people. Now you might be wondering, why is it that each personality type only has 4 out of the 8 cognitive functions, and why are they getting smaller as they go down? Why can't I be good at all the cognitive functions if I practice hard enough, if I think hard enough about it? Again, every personality type is capable of seeing the world in all the different ways, making decisions in all the different ways, but you definitely do have preferences, you do have favorites, and when you prioritize certain ones, you neglect other ones. It's just like if there were a bunch of different freeways, a bunch of different paths to get to the same place, to do the same thing. Sure, you technically can go on all the different paths if you want to and just randomly select day by day, but you tend to pick your favorite way of getting there, and by choosing that freeway, you are inherently not prioritizing, not practicing the other paths. Each cognitive function is special, makes you special. In future videos, when we learn more about these colors, these cognitive functions, I want you to think about how you can use this information to appreciate yourself better and also empathize more, connect better with other people that are completely different than you. The more you prioritize certain colors, the more you get good at that color. You start to see a bunch of nuance and depth with that color. It becomes very easy, energizing for you to use that color. So for instance, if you have this red way of seeing the world and you're like, oh my gosh, I love this. I love activities where I get to do this. It works really well with my brain. My entire family sort of encouraged me to use this way of seeing the world a lot. Suddenly for them, when they have that specific color at full volume in their head, they see a lot of nuance and depth with that color. They can play around with that color, no problem. They can do activities that demand that color, no problem. Oh, you need that shade of blue? Sure, I have it. You need that shade of blue? Sure, I have it. Every personality type has an absolute favorite that's on full volume in their head all the time. Oh my gosh, give me more. I am not tired at all doing activities that demand this color. I could do this all day. Often, whatever color you have as your favorite, it's a superpower, and it's so much of a superpower, it almost feels boring. It feels normal. It feels natural. You're like, doesn't everyone do this? It's not that special. It doesn't help me out that much. In fact, it's sort of driving me crazy how much I'm doing it. When in reality, they are able to see things in a certain way, do things in a certain way other people can't. Whichever colors you have as your lower cognitive functions, sort of like smaller building blocks in your personality, they work, they usually get the job done, and they're definitely there, but usually they're a lot more clumsy, a lot less comfortable, a lot less refined than these stronger, bigger, louder building blocks in your personality, the colors you prioritize at full volume all the time. If something really plays to your lower cognitive functions, demands that you use your lower cognitive functions, it's usually pretty tiring for you. It might hit your blind spots a lot more easily. A lot of times these lower cognitive functions pop out more obviously, more frequently when you're sort of hurt, when you're more defensive, when that clumsier, more fearful, more vulnerable side of you pops out. A lot of times that relates to your lower cognitive functions. Now, it's not like your lower cognitive functions don't work, that they're always your weakness, they're always your blind spot. In reality, usually they work fine, they're passable. Like for this person, if they have red as their lowest cognitive function, that they have the least nuance and depth with, as long as life only demands those two colors, they're totally fine, it gets the job done. But if life demands this specific shade of red, this level of experience, seeing the world in this way, making decisions in this sort of way, oftentimes it can hit these people's blind spots. They're gonna get flustered, they're gonna get overwhelmed, they're gonna get triggered in ways someone with that color at full volume in their head wouldn't even bat an eye at. So I hope this exploration could, one, introduce you to cognitive functions, the idea of cognitive functions, how they work together, but also show you how much nuance there is to your personality type. Your personality type, any sort of personality type framework, shouldn't be limiting. It should be something empowering. On this channel, I don't want you to only listen, only focus in on your personality type. I want to give you an understanding of all of the colors, how they work together, how cool they are, so that you can connect better with other people, so that you can empathize better with other people that are different from you. An ENFP and an ISTJ can seem really different. By letters, they seem like complete opposites. So it might surprise you that when you dig beneath the surface, when you really listen and learn, you actually realize an ENFP and an ISTJ both choose the same colors for their box. They both have the same favorites, the same preferences, just at sort of different volume levels in their personality stack. That is really, really cool. That is really, really powerful to understand how two different people are actually quite alike. Anyways, write in the comments down below what people normally say about you and your personality type, the good things, the bad things. Let's try to use this personality stuff to get a fresh lens on our definitions of ourselves. Looking forward to your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching. You are the change maker of your own life. Let's think more deeply. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace. Bye.